As we approach public education in the 21st century, much of the focus seems to be on restructuring schools.
Everyone has their own part, and that part is important to all of us. So by sharing and by working together, we've made this a successful program in terms of restructuring the curriculum in our building.
And that's how wonderful things are over here at Pauline Shaw. I keep hearing more and more about the school, and I turned to Dr. Dean and I said, "This was a star school?" And he said, "Yes, it was, it is." And so it certainly has lived up to that reputation of being a star. I want to comment on the quality of the leadership.
It has done things that other schools have yet to try within the state. It makes truly a statement about you can do more together than you can alone. And the more power that you share, the more powerful one becomes.
PA Shaw has chosen for its focus international multicultural focus. What better term to use now in the 21st century?
Several years ago, we thought we needed to do something different about the ability of schools to attract racially diverse student populations while maintaining competence in our teaching core. So one idea came to mind for the Pauline Shaw Elementary School. And I think the process that we used for developing this germ of an idea, which is in fact really taken on large proportions in terms of school reform, was one in which we sat together with principal and teaching staff and parents and began to talk through the idea of what would make us singly one of the most outstanding schools in the state of Massachusetts.
As a school that was listed as being vulnerable to possibly being closed, several ideas were suggested as to how we could restructure. As a former social studies teacher myself, I immediately became interested in the international studies theme. We now, 3 years later, have what I consider to be a very first-rate curriculum. The school has changed dramatically in the 5 years I've been here. How did this all happen? Well, let's go back a little bit. It was my first year here as principal of the PA Shaw School. And from October through May, we underwent a series of renovation projects while classes were being held. New lights were put in all the classrooms and corridors. The building was painted from floor to ceiling. New windows were installed. And seemingly overnight, the building changed dramatically. The newness of the building and the classrooms seemed to recharge the teachers, excited the students, and our scores started to climb. During that year, we were identified by the superintendent's office as having the most improved reading scores in the district, in addition to the most improved math scores. The following September, restructuring began at the PA Shaw School.
At about the same time that we were designated a star school, our Chapter 1 school-wide project was initiated. This meant that no longer would just certain students be designated to come to Chapter 1 in a pull-out process, but now the entire school would be part of the Chapter 1 process. We would all be working together for the betterment of all of our students. This has been extremely successful. So successful that we've now included this 90-minute block to every teacher in the building. Every day, every teacher has a 90-minute block where they have only half their class to work with for their reading language arts. At the other time, a Chapter 1 reading specialist has the children, and they're working on remediation, enrichment, literature, computer process writing, and many other facets of our international studies theme.
Ms. Morris, the floor is yours.
Bonjour classe. Bonjour madame. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? Ça va, merci. Et vous? Très bien, merci. Classe.
I think a major part of the success was my enthusiasm and support for this effort. I allowed teachers and asked their input. I told them, as a former social studies teacher, I was very excited about bringing culturalism into our school. And that as the neighborhood around us was changing ethnically, so should our curriculum. That as a role model or as a vehicle to raise students' self-worth and self-esteem, that it was important that we bring into the classroom contributions made by various cultures to understand how people celebrate different holidays, to get a better idea of what makes up the United States of America.
Our international studies program met technology head on. We realized that just having the writing to read room was not enough. All of our children in all of our classrooms needed a way to more efficiently express themselves, more efficiently work on remediation. Through the Chapter 1 school-wide project, we were able to network the entire building so that every classroom has 4 computers that are used for not only language arts, but math, process writing. The French teacher has included French vocabulary. The Japanese teacher is working on putting Japanese vocabulary on the computers. Our international program has met technology through the computers. We use the newly acclaimed Writing to Write program to give our children a better focus on how to sit down and write and edit and work with their peers in getting their program across and getting their story across to others. It's important that our children can express themselves, that they can take the knowledge that they've learned and pass it on to others.
We have developed thematic units which go across all subject areas and across all grade areas. We have children in this school as young as 3.5 years of age, right up through grade 5. We have a lot of special needs children, children with various learning disabilities. In these packets, and this one here happens to be on Native Americans, there are activities for even the youngest kids to do, cutouts that they can color, outfits that they can make, which reflect the ethnic group of the month. For the upper grades, there were stories and a bibliography in which they can do reports on. Arts and crafts activities that can be done school-wide and have the work displayed throughout the corridors.
I think it's important to realize that the principal doesn't just come in and say to the faculty, tomorrow we're an international studies school, everybody will use international literature, everybody will have an international theme in their classroom. It takes planning. It takes teachers who want to buy into it. I think when it was first presented to us, we were given input as to how we would begin to use it in the classroom. It was not easy for teachers to give up part of their day for a Japanese or a French lesson. I can honestly say now that I think everyone is fully in tune with the international studies. Everyone loves using the computer network. We've brought about changes into our building because we had people who were willing to do it and who bought into it and could see a part of them in it.
We have a teacher, Mary Sullivan Morris, who teaches French, to students in grades 1 through 5. We have a young lady with us for the first time this year, Miyuki Ida, who is a Japanese American, who teaches Japanese to grade 3 and to grade 4. Next year, it will be grades 3, 4, and 5. If they choose a high school that offers these languages, conceivably, we can have children that will be trilingual. Obviously speaking English. They could have as much as 12 years of French and as much as 10 years of Japanese.
We all don't do the same thing to bring about international studies in our building. Everyone has their own part, and that part is important to all of us. So by sharing and by working together, we've made this a successful program in terms of restructuring the curriculum in our building.
The support from central office, the enthusiasm on behalf of the staff and the principal, be it me or someone else who may be in this particular building, and the commitment that not only all kids can learn, all kids deserve to learn, and all kids deserve to feel good about themselves, about their culture, and about the contributions that have been made by several different ethnic groups that live here in the United States.
Embracing multiculturalism and having an opportunity for kids to learn at least 2 languages by the time they finished at elementary school, we felt that that school and its school community, students, teachers, and parents, would make a serious and long-term difference as a school that has been restructured. Kids are smiling, kids are learning outcomes in reading and mathematics and science. It's just so refreshing.
Affectionately known as Miss Nikki. Restructuring can work. The buzzword of the 90s in public education, the commitment by the entire school population, is necessary for the success of any program. This international studies approach, as you can see, has been met with enthusiasm and support from the staff, from the students, myself included. In the last 3 years, our student population has grown by over 100 students. We have brought in numerous programs in foreign language and computer instruction. Parents are involved in our school. We have a waiting list for some classes. All of this is partly because of our restructuring effort and the commitment that we have made to providing the best possible education for the students entrusted to us.
All of the persons who've come to join the Pauline Shaw family today in its celebration and its recognition of restructuring, and to share in the presentation of the well-earned proclamation, if you will, attesting it as a school that is not only a star school in name, but a star school in terms of what it's actually done these last few years. And so my congratulations to you, your faculty, your students, and your parents.
I think Mr. Stevens, in his efforts with the teachers that are here and the parents that are represented every day by the fine work that this school has done, are really and truly appreciative of what we call now to be a star that has risen. And I'd like to end my comments by saying I am personally proud to be associated with the Pauline A. Shaw, personally proud to be a colleague of Mr. Stevens. He has exemplified believing in oneself despite personal ups and downs, personal disabilities. He's one who has stayed the course and has made, I think, the kind of example for administrators and professionals throughout the state that all of which we could be proud.
You couldn't have also done it without the leadership of Bill Stevens. He seemed to support chances, take a risk. Those are some of the things that he said. Someone comes with an idea, he said, do it. If it fails, I'll take the blame. If it doesn't fail, it's your success. And I think he really put power in the hands of the staff. So with pleasure, I would like to present this to you for the Pauline Agassiz Shaw School.
Thank you very much. This plaque says a lot to myself, and it will be displayed proudly in the office. This brochure tells folks who don't know us as well who we are and what we're trying to do. And if we continue to get the support at the zone and central level that we have been getting, I only expect better and better things for the children at the PA Shaw.